Here's how you can get more than 40 fantasy stories totally free, and no, it is not a scam, and no, you don't have to add your credit card details, and I have read several of these stories and they are absolutely amazing, so without further ado, let's get into it. Now, have you heard about Brandon Sanderson? Did you know that you can get one of his most famous novels absolutely free on his website, which I think a lot of people don't know. But yes, you can actually read and get access to one of his most famous standalone novels, Warbreaker. Now, I'm not really sure why, but Brandon Sanderson himself has added like lots of different versions of Warbreaker on his website, so you can read like the novel when it was in its very early stages and then also when it's basically finalized. So if you want to try Brandon Sanderson's work or just read Warbreaker because it's a pretty good novel, then check out the link in the description down below. And also, I don't have any affiliates with any of these links, by the way. The next short story I wanted to highlight is a short story I read last week, and it was incredible. And it is by the author of The Dandelion Dynasty, one of my all-time favorite series, called The Passing of the Dragon. You can get access to this whole story absolutely free on Tor's website. Again, there's a link in the description down below, but this short story was so good. It's around 40 to 50 pages, and it basically explores art and how people appreciate art, and it's done in a very interesting and impactful way. And Ken Liu is just a master. He's an absolute genius, and I can't really believe that this short story, which I read in one sitting and absolutely loved, is totally free. You can read it right now, and I would highly recommend you doing so. Now, I then did some research, and I was genuinely surprised by how many authors give away free stuff on their websites. And we have some pretty famous names where you can access quite a lot of content absolutely free. The first author I want to highlight is the famous epic fantasy author Mark Lawrence. I went on his website yesterday and I discovered that on his website there are a total of 16 short stories that are absolutely free. You can read them on his website. Right now, go to his website, you'll get access to all of them. Now, I haven't read any of these, but I have read some other work by Mark Lawrence, and he is massively popular, and the fact that he's giving away 16 free short stories is absolutely mad. Now, the next big traditional published author that is giving away free stuff is Adrian Tchaikovsky. So Adrian Tchaikovsky, I think he's publishing like 2 or 3 novels a year. It's absolutely insane, and I've actually just started this series. This is the 3rd book, but I'm currently reading the 1st book. Really enjoying it so far. But yeah, if you go to Adrian Tchaikovsky's website, you can get access to 6 free short stories. So if you just look at Mark Lawrence and Adrian Tchaikovsky, there are 22 free short stories for you to get stuck into, and I just love it. I think it's such a neat idea to add short story literature to your website, because then readers can actually gauge if your writing is for them or not. But yeah, Adrian Tchaikovsky, he's very famous, especially for Children of Time, but also Shadow of Apt. And if you want to check out his work, then go to his website. Now, the next author I want to highlight, and when I discovered this, I was so excited, because this author has some of the most beautiful writing, and I love his work, but that is Neil Gaiman. Now, Neil Gaiman also has a lot of books, but on his website, there are 5 free short stories. You can read them right now, and I actually haven't read any of these, but yeah, I definitely need to check them out because I love Neil Gaiman. So Mark Lawrence, Adrian Tchaikovsky, and Neil Gaiman, there we have 27 free short stories that you can access right now. Plus we have the short story by Ken Liu and Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson. That is a lot of free stuff. But the good thing is, there is even more. Now, speaking of getting books for free, I'd like to draw your attention to the Song of Cahill series, or more specifically, Ascendant by Michael R. Miller. Now, Michael reached out to me and asked if he could sponsor a video, and I was happy to, since I actually read Ascendant last year and I enjoyed it quite a bit. Now, Ascendant is the first book in the Songs of Cahill series, which a lot of readers compared to the Inheritance Cycles by Christopher Paolini. It's about a servant who defies society to save a blind dragon from death and rises to become a dragon rider. Now, this series has character-driven magic system, a big emphasis on the dragon bond relationship, and Miller wrote this book taking influence from living with cystic fibrosis, which is really inspiring. Also, this is a massively popular series, with the first book having sold more than 100,000 copies. Now, you might be wondering, how in the world can you get this book for free? Now, if you are an Amazon Prime user in the US, at the moment you can go to the Kindle store and access this book for totally free if you are a subscriber. Now, if you're outside of the US, then don't worry, you can still get the first book book using Kindle Unlimited. And for those who love audiobooks, these books are actually narrated by Peter Kenny, the same guy that did the Witcher books, which is just crazy. So yeah, if you're looking for a very popular Dragon Rider series, then I would highly recommend Songs of Chaos. Thank you so much to Michael Miller for sponsoring this video. Now let's talk about some other free books, shall we? Now, if you have been on BookTube, then you have heard so much about Ryan Cahill. It feels like this name is everywhere, and I am a huge fan of this series. But did you know that the prequel novella, The Fall by Ryan Cahill, you can actually start with this work, is 100% free. So you can buy the physical version or you can buy the Kindle version and you can pay for that. But you can also get this for totally free. If you just go to the author's website and sign up for his mailing list, he will send you a e-version of The Fall and you can read it straight away. And I would highly recommend checking this one out. I think this novella is incredible. It's so action-packed, it is massive in scope, and it really gives you like an appetizer of what kind of story this is. So yeah, if you want to check out The Bound and Broken and you don't want to pay for any of it, go to Ryan Cahill's website and sign up for his mailing list. The next one I want to highlight is a novella I also love that is 100% free, but that is the novella for The Dragon Spears by L.L. Macrae. So this is book 2, but there is again a prequel novella called The Citrine Key, which is around 100 pages I believe. And again, if you go to the author's website and sign up for her mailing list, then you will get this novella sent to your inbox, and I love that novella. I found it so atmospheric, it was very well paced, and similar to The Fall, it gives you a perfect appetizer for this world that L.L. Macrae has crafted. Also, if you really don't want to receive emails from these authors, you can always create like a secondary email. Like, I'm not saying you should, but I'm talking about free excellent literature here. You should really check out The Fall and The Citrine Key. They're both absolutely brilliant. Now I think you're seeing a pattern here because there's a lot of brilliant novellas you can get access to by literally signing up for a mailing list. So I'll just highlight some other ones quite quickly. Gregory Kontaxis released very recently a novella called The Night of the Moon, which is again is a prequel story set in this universe. You can get it totally free by signing up for the mailing list. And then we have one of my favorite self-published trilogies, Threadlight. Also by going to Zack, Argyle's website, you can get a free short story set in this universe. Also look how beautiful this edition is. This book is genuinely one of the most beautiful books I've read. And if you haven't checked out Threadlight yet, I would highly recommend it. And I'll go very quickly through the next 3 authors, but there's so many out there so I can't highlight all of them. But Ben Galley, the famous author of Imanska and lots of other books, has a free short story on his website. Zamil Akthar, the author of Gunmetal Gods, which I feel like I see almost everywhere on BookTube at the moment, also has a free short story. And then we have Joao Silva, the author of Seeds of War, a novel I read last year and thoroughly enjoyed. He has also written a prequel novella that you can get totally for free by signing up for his mailing list. So those are just some authors you can go sign up for the mailing list and you'll get free literature. I just love this concept because especially with self-published authors, there are occasionally not that many reviews and it can be very hard for you as a reader to know if you'll enjoy the writing or not. And by just giving away a short story or novella for totally free, readers can actually check out the writing before they dive into a big epic fantasy work. So I totally approve of this practice, and I most definitely have missed lots of other like free short stories you can get by going to authors' websites. So if you have any good recommendations, please leave a comment down below. Now lastly, I did start this video by saying that you don't have to sign up for anything or add any credit card details, but I'll just very briefly mention, but Kindle Unlimited is a subscription where you sign up and you then get access to this massive library and you can read as many books as you like. Now, Kindle Unlimited does have a free trial, and that's where it is kinda still free. So if you just sign up for the free trial and then you cancel it before you're getting charged, then you can read a lot of books for totally free. But just some of the big names I want to highlight, at least in the UK, you can read the whole The First Law trilogy absolutely free by signing up for a free trial on Kindle Unlimited, which is crazy because this is one of the best grimdark trilogies ever written in my opinion. You can also read one of the best fantasy standalones I've ever read, arguably the best one, The Sword of Kagan by Emma Wong. Now you can also buy this one on Kindle and it's quite cheap, but if you want to read this absolutely free, please do it. You won't regret it. This novel is absolutely incredible. And then I also did mention Zamil Akthar, didn't I? You can read his Gunmetal Gods and his whole trilogy for absolutely free on Kindle Unlimited. But there are so many other amazing authors you can get access to on Kindle Unlimited, including L.L. Macrae, all of Ryan Cahill's books, Michael R. Miller, Rob J. Hayes, all of the Dungeon Crawler Carl books, which I'm seeing everywhere at the moment. You can get access to all of Philip C. Crancher's library. You can read the Dan trilogy by Philip Chase. You can read Seasons of Albaddon, one of my favorite reads of this year, this incredible short story collection. And then we also have Andy Peliquin and so many other amazing authors. You can get access to all their work by signing up for Kindle Unlimited. And then at the end, I obviously have to mention, if you have a local library, then you can borrow books for absolutely free, and that's definitely something I would also highly encourage you to check out. But yeah, reading epic fantasy doesn't have to cost you a fortune. As I said in the beginning, I'll add links to all of these books in the description down below. Go and check out these, and let me know if you find any gems in these. Now, I've talked a lot about short stories and short fiction, but if you want to know what the longest series are in fantasy, then check out this video. Oh, you're still here and you want more? Well, the good news is that if you want more and you want to support me, then I do have a Patreon. Now, if you didn't know, then I have a Viking book club where every single month we read one book together, and you can be the one that can put the book forward. Last month we read this book, and this month we're reading this book. And at the moment we are trialing having Zoom book club discussions after everyone has read the book. So also, if you want to discuss a book with me and other like-minded people, then the Patreon is the way to go. Now, in addition to getting your name in my videos, joining the Viking book club, potentially getting art cards depending on what tier you are, I am also basically spending around 100% of my Patreon income to reinvest back into my channel. Since I launched my Patreon, I have had more than 30 videos professionally edited. And just to give an example, from September 2023 to March 2024, I have spent more than $1,500 into video editing with the aim to consistently post high quality videos for you to enjoy. It is much appreciated.